Hello and welcome back to the Recent Friends podcast. Today I'm here with Dylan Brathel.
What's up, guys?
Larry Jackson.
Yo.
And Jacob Gilbertson.
Hello, everyone.
Today we'll be talking to you about the NCAA Final Four and what our picks are. And yeah. Alrighty, for our first Final Four match, we will have San Diego State against Florida Atlantic University. San Diego State coming out of the South region and FAU coming out of the East region. Dylan, what do you have anything to say on that?
So San Diego State with a big win over Cretin on Saturday, which was by a iffy foul call at the end of the game. Able to make one free throw to move on. A lot of speculation over that call, but I mean, I liked it just because you have to call foul, and like if there is a foul for one, and if the offensive player, they're saying like if the offensive player makes a move to beat his guy, and you kind of have to reward him if his shot is affected because he made a move and he used his skill or whatever to beat the other guy, and then if you don't call foul, you're kind of just like not rewarding him for him making a move and actually trying to do something to score
and getting a shot up there. Yeah. Larry, how about you? Anything on that game?
For the
San Diego State, moving on.
Oh, yeah. So I think, they're a really good team. They're a great defensive team. Even though they beat the Aztecs, they couldn't really...
Well, they are the Aztecs,
even when they beat Creighton, they really couldn't hit a shot.
Yeah.
Creighton couldn't hit a shot down the stretch. And they have, a good bench. So, when your starters go out, they have a great rotation that can hold up the constant pressure.
Really solid all throughout there.
Yeah, really good defensively. Also, like he said, pretty deep team as well.
Yeah, coming off a big dub against Alabama before the Elite Eight, and then, took care of Cretin. So now we got FAU. They beat Kansas State by 3 points, which, honestly, I had Kansas State going to my Final Four, but, FAU, they're kind of underdogs right now.
Yeah, after when it got into the Elite Eight, after the one seeds were kind of gone, I thought Kansas State was going to take it. I thought they were going to take it pretty easily. We're going to go to the championship after that. But FAU playing really well, playing really good basketball right now all around. They had 4 starters go over double-digit points. Couple good players off the bench as well, and they just play really well as a team, and you can see that. And they're really athletic. They spread the floor really well. But yeah, it should be a good game. Them and SDSU.
You have Janelle Davis leading the way. He's averaging 13 points a game. He's shooting 49% from field goal, 36 from 3, 85% on his free throws, and he also has scored double figures in each of the last 10 games with the double-double against Dickinson. Which that game they won 78-70.
Yeah, I mean that San Diego State FAU game, sure, it's going to be a good one. And now we're going to have Miami against UConn. Miami coming out of the Midwest, defeating Texas. Pretty, I wouldn't say handily, but definitely not what I expected at least. And then UConn pretty much dominated Gonzaga the whole night when they played them. Dylan?
Yeah, the UConn had control the whole way there. It was kind of just a beating from the jump, and they haven't had a game within 20-some points. So they're looking really strong. I don't know if Miami can contest them or not, but Miami also played a really good game. They were losing for a better part of the game, but then in the second half just took control and didn't really give it up after that. Jordan Miller, perfect from the field and the free throw line, 7 for 7 from field goal, and then 13 for 13 from the free throw line with 27 points.
Yeah.
And then UConn have the 6'9" kid. I don't know his name, but he's leading in the
Adama?
scoring. Yeah, he's leading the conference in scoring, 17 points per game, and he also ranks 5th in rebounding. He was named Big East first team, so.
Yeah,
I feel like if they can stop him without running the offense through him, I feel like they can win.
Yeah, Miami also with all 5 starters getting over double-digit points against Texas. I think this could be really close, but I also thought the Gonzaga game was going to be close with UConn, and
Yeah.
it just doesn't seem
UConn.
like anyone's been able to get close at all. So, I mean, maybe Miami can do it, but they have a really good coach, Larinaga. You know, he's been there before. He's been in a Final Four with a small school, but now it's Miami, and he's got a really good players. So, hopefully they can make it close at least for the viewers' sake. But
Yeah. UConn basically took care of Drew Timme, and I mean, honestly, he was probably one of the best players in the tournament. So to do that and move on to the Final Four, it's pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
And now a word from our sponsors, Farmers Insurance.
we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that taking pictures of your belongings helps when you have a claim? Nice. Or that Farmers offers a policy that'll replace your car with a new one if it's totaled within the first 2 model years. And that parking near a street lamp deters thieves. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance. We are Farmers.
Hello and welcome back to the Recent Friends podcast. Now we will be going over some Final Four fun facts with Gilby.
What's going on, everyone? I'm Gilby. Very blessed to be here today. So, our first fact for March Madness Final Four is the chances of you nailing a perfect bracket. It is actually 1 in 9.2 quintillion.
Wow.
Yeah, your odds are pretty bad. All right, second fun fact. The state of Florida has 2 teams in the same Final Four for the first time, FAU and UM.
Yes,
Good for
sir.
them. Good for them.
Do you have any more fun facts for us, Gilby?
I have one last fun fact for you, Reese boy. Since 1997, when the NCAA tournament was first seeded, there has never been a Final Four without a number 1, number 2, or number 3 seed.
Until now.
Until
That's
now.
crazy.
It's just nuts, you guys. Like,
Now we will be going over our Final Four picks and who we think our eventual national champion will be. Dylan, who do you got? San Diego State or FAU?
I like FAU in that one. They've been on a roll lately. You know, kind of 9 seed, not going to be projected to win in a lot of the experts brackets or whatever, but I think they can get it done. They've been playing really well as a team, and I think they can move on.
Yeah, in that game, I have San Diego State coming out on top. I think their defense is just ferocious, and yeah, I think they're going to get it done. How about you, Larry?
I agree with Reese. You know, I feel like Matt Bradley can take his team to the, national championship, And, yeah, they're overall a great team with good defense. So.
All right, Gilby, who do you have?
well,
Gilby.
I gotta hop on the San Diego State bus as well. Beautiful city, home of Ron Burgundy. Love it there.
You
And
right.
I'm really hoping they can pull off this win.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
All right, and then in the other Final Four game, Miami versus UConn. Dylan, who you got?
I got UConn in that game. They've been a very strong team in the tournament. Haven't had any close games. I think they'll be able to keep it rolling here and make it to the championship game.
Yeah, actually, I'm disagreeing with you in both games. I got Miami in that game, coming out on top, and yeah, I got San Diego State versus Miami in my national championship game. Larry?
I'm going to have to go with UConn. They're just, they're dominant. Like, there has not been, any close games. They have 2 players averaging over 15-plus points. I feel like they're deep. Yeah.
Gilby?
Well, everything Larry said is absolutely true. Plus, their logo's way cooler, so UConn.
All right,
Pick.
national championship. You got FAU versus UConn, Dylan. Who you got winning it all?
I'll stick with UConn here. Very dominant team, like I said before. I think they can get it done and win another national championship.
All right, I'm going to have San Diego State versus Miami, and I've got San Diego State coming out on top. Larry?
I have San Diego State versus UConn, and I'll have UConn.
Nice. Gilby?
Same goes for me. UConn, very, very good. They're going to win.
Because their logo?
They're dominant.
thank you all for listening to the Recent Friends podcast. I'd like to thank my guests, Dylan, Larry, and Jacob, for coming on the podcast today. And you can find this podcast on ReeseYankiePodcast.com or on Spotify at Reese Yankee. And I'd like to let you know that our next podcast is the post Final Four podcast next week. Be sure to tune in. Thanks, guys.